All right, hello and welcome traders. It is Thursday, June 6th, 2025. Giving you a little update today. What we're going to focus on today is what's working on the poor man covered call, the income poor man covered call as I trade, the IMPCC. Let's go through that trade today. Still lots of questions. There's still lots of posts out there. Oh, what you're losing this and your upside's getting breached and it's costing you money and you're losing money. And no, actually, we're making pretty good money. So let's go through that. I'm going to show you how it's actually propelling the smaller account size too to all-time highs now. So the small account for me, they're at all-time highs, trading primarily just three of these income poor man covered call trades. So let's get into that as well. So I'm going to show you how the trades are doing. We'll walk through it again. Maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. It's okay. Okay, I'm just giving you something different to look at. Okay, whether you like it or not, totally up to you. I think if you're on YouTube and you're looking at these types of videos, you're just looking for trade ideas. If you like the idea, great. Okay. Figure out if it fits your trading plan, if it fits your style, fits your risk tolerance. If it does, go small, see how it works, play with it a bit. Okay. If you don't like it, you know what? Move on. Wait for the next video where we cover something maybe that you do like. And maybe we won't ever cover anything you like. Okay. It's just interesting to watch the comments of people here. So let's keep moving on with that. It's all good. We're doing really well. Loving the last 2 months. We are up 18.5% now in 2 months. So 18.5%, not too shabby. So you can tell me this doesn't work, but our trades are working pretty doggone well right now. So let's get into those, show you what we're doing. I think I'm going to do a separate video on charts. So I'm going to focus this video mostly on strategy, and then probably tonight or tomorrow morning, we'll take a look at charts and see what trade ideas are out there. I think there's a lot of opportunities. So hopefully you like this. Let's get into it. Let's look at how things are going. All right. So first off, let's take a look at the trade plan. I'll get off the video here. You can see. All right, so here's how we're doing. Here's our trade tracker spreadsheet that we use, and I do share it in our Discord with the members. So it's pretty cool. Does a lot of different things for you. You can see last month we were up 9%. This month we're up 9.49, almost 9.5. So adding them two together, okay, we are now up nearly, are we up 50,000? So what is it? 26,734 or 736 plus 23, 292. We're up $50,000.28 in the last 2 months. And this month's not over yet. But let's go through how we're doing. So we got another week cranking. We ended today 460 on our delta. So 0.15% of our net lick. We're pretty delta neutral. I feel pretty good with where we stand. Our theta is a little lower than we'd like at about 0.28. I'd like to see it up around that 0.3 mark, 0.4. If we could get there, it would be great. But we just keep gaining. The net lick is up. You can see, and I'm not going back all the way, but you can see, that we've just had the slow, steady gains. We ended last month at 281. And we're at 308. We're up 26,736. Last month we were up 23,292. It's all good. We keep moving up. Our buying power sitting in the upper 50s when you take the bill pieces out. So that's still pretty good. So overall, pretty good stuff. We've had a good run on it. From a closed trade standpoint, we did take some losses today. But why is that? Well, that's because on our Microstrategy and our SPY poor man covered calls, okay, that we have here, our income poor man covered call and standard poor man covered call. This is actually a poor man covered call CC, if you want to look at it that way. So these are the CCs on these. So we closed those at losses today. But the good thing about that is the underlying is gaining. So we still made over 90% of our extrinsic value out of this, and this was the intrinsic that we had to spend to close. We also did close a zero DTE, another winner today. So that continues our winning streak of our number one most profitable trade for the year strategy wise. We just keep nailing them for now. Eventually that streak will end, but for now we just keep plugging away. But I'm okay with these, and let's look at this and we'll go through it with you. So here's and people say they can't read these things, so maybe they're, not big enough or something like that. So, I mean, I don't know how much bigger I want to make it for you, but you could see here, get a sense of how we're doing. So here's the SPY income poor man's covered call. We've got 4 leaps here that we've purchased starting in February of this year, and then added a couple more throughout the year. We've spent 47,780 to buy those, and currently the value as of a little bit ago, if I want, it's 775.11 if you want. Right this second is what we closed on the day. All right, so our gain right now is 34% over 143 days on the trade. So doing just fine. 143 days, 143 days, okay, is essentially what? Almost 5 months, not quite. So 34%, almost 30, 30, I'd say 34% in 5 months. We're averaging about 7% a month on this trade. Yes, we're negative on some of the covered call premium. We've made a lot of gains on the underlying longs. This is the whole purpose, is that you do this on stocks you believe are going to run higher. Now, we've been on a pretty good tear on SPY, but we're still getting the extrinsic out. And I want to point this to, let's look at the extrinsic. On average, if we look at the extrinsic values that we're getting on this thing, we're averaging about $5.01. Okay, so we're getting $5 in in principle on these, and I haven't been doing any in the money. They're either like at or slightly out of the money, not like 30, 20 delta, just mostly like 40 delta, 45, something like that. So just a fraction out of the money for the most part. Now, when will I start to go in the money? Maybe soon. If we're getting overbought and we start to tip over, I'll start to go in the money, still taking in my $5 of extrinsic. But when you think of this, $5 of extrinsic times 400 shares makes me $2,000 every single week. $2,000 a week should put me around $8,000, for the month worth of extrinsic. So I'm going to make 8 grand a month on extrinsic, and if you've got intrinsic value, you're going to have to pay that cost, but that's being offset by the long. So I just want to keep generating the extrinsic value on these things. Now, I haven't been at the full 4 contracts until I think down in here somewhere, right about like April 16th is when I fully got to the 4. So most of this time we were at 1 or 2 or 3, something like that. All right, there's SPY. On the Qs, we've been doing the Qs since the 14th of April. We've just got 1 contract going. You can see that our current value is 21,775. So 21,775 as of exactly right now. All right, we've made about 8 grand on the longs. We've given up 3,600 worth of intrinsic, okay, on these, but we've also been making roughly, again, $500. The average here on these, 497, so about $500 a pop. So we're making about $500 a week worth of extrinsic value. Even if we spend money to close, the longs are gaining. We're still going to make 500 bucks a month. 500 bucks a month times roughly 10 weeks or so. We've made about $5,000 worth of extrinsic value. And you can see here that we're up nicely, almost 32% now in just 10 weeks. So 32% in 10 weeks, doing great. All right, so let's keep moving on. We've got MicroStrategy as another one. Now, this one's only been on for a month now. All right, I do own two contracts of this thing. We bought it at 30. It's at 31,490. Okay, so we've made $1,300 on the longs. Fine. And this is probably more normal, not what we're seeing in Spine QQQ, but we'll take the gains. I mean, I'm not gonna quarrel, I should say, or quibble. It's a mixture of the two for 32 to 34% gains on these trades. So I'll take what the market's gonna give me, but this is more of a standard income poor man covered call where I don't care what the longs do. Okay. But we've generated 2,800 bucks, and you can see we're averaging around what, six something, $6.30. Okay, $6.30 times the two contracts. So making about 1,260 bucks a week. So which is about what you're seeing here. So bingo, 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 and then in the money a little bit on this one. So we rolled on it. But our net income still super nice because we're going to keep generating 1,200 bucks a week worth of extrinsic value on this thing. If it goes up, absolutely no problems. If it goes down, we keep generating 1,200 bucks a week on this particular trade. And 1,200, uh, 1,200 bucks a week times how long is this trade? What do we got this on for? We've got the leaps out at 200 and some odd days. I mean, we've still got 30 weeks to go. So 1,200 bucks times 30 weeks, we should generate about $36,000. Well, we only paid 30 to start this, so the extrinsic value we're going to get, even if this goes to zero, we're going to make 36,000. If this entire trade goes to zero, okay, we'll be net positive 6 grand, which will be 20%. Okay, so we will be up 20% on this trade if it goes to zero, as long as we can keep averaging somewhere around, um, 697 bucks, something like that. All right, which is exactly what we're shooting for. Now, do I think MicroStrategy is going to zero? No. If it goes up, fine. We get the intrinsic boost to the longs. Okay. We pay some of that out on the shorts, but we keep making the extrinsic, so we just keep generating cash. IBIT, next one here. We've been in this thing for just a short 2 weeks, so nothing big. Yeah, we made 470 bucks in the longs, which is fine, but we've also generated almost $1,280 on this thing. So how many, we've got 10 shares. We're averaging about 68 cents a share. Okay. So that means we're going to average somewhere around 680 bucks a week is what we're going to generate from this in just extrinsic value. $680 a week. Okay. We bought on IBIT. We have 357 weeks to go. So let's just say we have 52 weeks to go. 680 bucks times 52 weeks, we should generate $35,000 worth of extrinsic. So even if this thing goes to zero, we're going to make a 40-50% return on this particular trade. All you need to be successful on these is you need two things. You really don't want the underlying to be dropping, but if it does, it's okay. Okay. Because we don't need it to go up. We would just prefer that it doesn't really go down. It can stay the same. And any movement up is offset by gains on the longs. So any losses on the covered calls are offset, more than offset. But it's really the extrinsic value that you're going to get out by selling the at the money calls every single week in here. All right, I'm going to pop something else on here. Here's the small account, and let's take a quick look on this one. So you can see here, uh, that we are up. This is interesting. So this is pretty wild how this one's working out. We started at 19 grand for the year. Okay. We are now at the all-time highs. We've actually got realized losses in this account from some losses back in, uh, back in April. We closed out a bunch of trades and we took some losses. Okay. We've recovered all, we haven't put any money back in. There are no contributions, no withdrawals. Okay. We simply have just made all of that net lick back up. So right before that loss, we were sitting around 15, 16 grand, something like that, uh, overall for the year. And we're now up to $20,000 since then. So this account, loving this. We are up year to date 9.3% here. And it's really poor man covered calls again. Okay. IBIT, MAGS, the Magnificent Seven, and Hood. Those are our three trades. We're up 31% on IBIT. We are up 14% on MAGS, and we're up 73% on Hood because it's going just absolutely bonkers. So these trades are generating a ton of cash and gains for this account. So pretty happy with these all-time highs on this account. All right, let's take one more quick look at our trades live. And again, if this is resonating with you or you're getting some ideas from it, great. I just want you to be thinking about, is this something that might be for me? Do I want to try this a little bit? I just want you to understand it. It's extrinsic value, but you need extrinsic over time. I see too many people, well, somebody's posted today, my covered call, my poor man covered call is red. No, your poor man covered call was not red. Your covered calls were red, but you still got to hold in there. Take the extrinsic. The longs are gaining, so that's fine. They gain, they lose, they gain, they lose, whatever with that. But you're always going to make the extrinsic value. All right, so when we're looking at our account here, and we're doing really good. As I mentioned, we just went through the dashboard with you guys. On it, we are up nicely, again, about 18.5%, off over $50,000 in the last 2 months. $50,000 on an account that was $260,000 to start last month. So that's pretty nice. Again, being up almost 20%, pretty spiffy. So we'll take we'll take that. And we're still using futures a lot. I've got futures 112s. Those are doing great. We've got our 112 trades going on in ES. We've got our naked puts. This one's actually about to come off. So this one probably will close maybe tomorrow if we have an update, or maybe I'll just take it off. And then this one's getting up there. Here's another one down here up 53% in 10 days. So we'll take those. We've also got our 120-day naked put actually came off. In fact, I didn't record that, so there's actually more realized gains for today than anticipated. So I didn't record that, but here's the day today. If we look at today's trades, we did have our 120-day naked put came off here for a win. So I have not recorded this one yet. We rolled our monster, our micro, not monster. We rolled our Microstrategy out and up, as well as SPY today, and then we had our 0 DTE trade today. So there's where we go. Just sharing my trades with you. Just trying to be transparent, give you a sense of what I'm doing. I'm here in gold. We got a strangle. It's up almost 25% in 2 days. We got a bond strangle up 36% in 9 days. The Apple trade, we just went, we didn't go through the Apple one, did we? On there. Apple, the underlying is down, but we keep making money on the covered calls. This is not my favorite setup, is the Apple one. I didn't really want this trade in this account. I kind of put it in the wrong account, but I'm just going to let it work its way out to a profit. Amazon, we're sitting here on a put credit spread, CMG. We sold a naked put. All right, here's that IBIT again. I took the net lick, the current value readings right out of here today with you guys as we went through these. And I'm okay with losing on the call. But why have I not closed this, or why have you not rolled? Well, because I still have $90 of extrinsic left in this trade on a $740 trade. Okay. I would like to get 90% if I can. So we're going to have to wait till tomorrow before we roll this out. Can it go up more tomorrow? Sure, it can. Would my loss be bigger? Maybe. Okay, but my underlyings are growing at the same time. So I think that's all a pretty good trade-off overall. And we did pull back a bit today, so that made this nicer. But let's see. We've still got some time for that IBIT to come off. The Microstrategy trade up nicely on the longs. Okay, and then we did roll that out to today. All right, so QQQ, same thing, up 58%, up nicely on the longs. And then this one was rolled yesterday. And it continues to move higher. And I rolled in the same expiration. Oops, here. So you can see when I rolled this, I actually rolled to this same Friday. So I'm double dipping on the week. I've already got 90% of my extrinsic out. I put another trade on for Friday because there was plenty of time left to do this yesterday. And I will take out my my extrinsic on this one as well, which looks like it's actually 0. That seems funky to me, but it doesn't seem right. So something goofy there. Maybe it's just the after hours numbers. And then here's SPY. We just rolled this today. So we've got 17, almost 1,800 in extrinsic to burn off by next Thursday on that. We do have another Strangle sitting in here as well. And then here's all of our Parliament covered calls on SPY. Just real quick, there's our TLT Strangle up 7% in 2 days. And then UNH, we just keep selling puts or put credit spreads in here, just trying to make cash and bulk that account up. All right, so there you have it, a good explanation of what I'm doing. This is why I like the income poor man covered call versus the standard poor man covered call. Now, in the investing account, it's the standard poor man covered call. I'm selling out of the money, 20, 30, maybe 15 delta, depending on where we are. And I vary my out of the money covered calls based upon where we are in relation to the 21 EMA. So we could be at 35 or 30 delta. We could be at 15 delta. It depends on what the market is doing in that particular stock. Okay. That's for another day. We'll cover some of those. Poor man covered call. I just added a Tesla one today in the investing account. Sold out of the money puts. Not the same thing as the income poor man covered call. I would love to do that in the trading account too on Tesla, but I have too many stocks. I've got Apple, Amazon, and CMG and UNH. I got 4 stocks in there. MicroStrategy, I guess if you want to call it a stock, fine. To me, it's a holding company. So if you want to call it, that's 5. I own 5 stocks. I do not like it. I don't want to own 5 stocks. I want to get out. So I'd like to get out of that Apple as soon as I can. We'll get that thing to a win. We'll get out. The Amazon and CMGs are just short-term trades, and so is UNH. I'm just trading those right now because, hey, when they're giving you opportunities, you should jump on them and take them. Don't love stocks. Not my favorite thing. I would prefer to stick to my ETFs, my indexes, my futures, but we'll take a little bit of cash here and there when we can. All right. That being said, if you liked the video, if you got something on this, please click the like button down below. Help me out. I'm hopefully giving you something of value here. In return, all I ask is click the like button down below. If you want to see how we're doing this live, you want the portfolio tracker that we have, come join us in the Discord. It's all included there. You get trades from me, you get trades from Igor, you're getting trades from our members, which are doing fun, fantastic stuff right now. Really cool stuff from members. They're jumping in. So you've got a trading community to make you a better trader. And there's no reason to trade alone. There's no reason to trade by yourself. There's no reason to just try some things out. Invest in your future. And if you want to do that at a little discount, there's a discount down below. You can put in KING in the Discord, get 40% off the first month. More than worth it. I'm definitely going to make sure that you've got a trade that's profitable, that'll pay for that. Heck, just the 0 DTE trades alone. Okay. And I don't love to post all of those. It's not my favorite thing to post for members, but 340 bucks today, $300 yesterday, 340 the day before, 350 the day before that. So those alone will pay for your subscription for the rest of this year from just 1 week of zero DTE. All right, so join us if you want. See what we're all about. I think that you'll enjoy the education. You're going to learn a ton. You're going to see some tools that you've never used before. We're going to teach you how to use those tools, become a better trader. We'll see you guys later. Enjoy a great rest of your evening. Bye bye.